Alrighty. I need to adjust this seat. That's forward and back.
Forward and back is no. Forward and back was a manual pull.
Okay.
Actually, push your legs.
Okay, where's good. Tilt. Back.
My phone's
back.
in the holder, but it's off, just so it's not an empty holder here, because it is screwed in place.
Okay. Anything I need to know?
Not quite. I mean, we're eventually. I'd like you to hit these buttons at some point.
What do they do?
Sport shift, which on this car is more aggressive than on any car I've ever been in that is a normal human being's driving car.
Okay.
It's definitely police intended. You know, if you could break the law, you're allowed to use that. This is stability track control, which you press it to put performance mode, you hold it to disable.
Okay.
So that it isn't traction control. Traction control is controlled entirely by the ABS. So unless you pull the fuse for the ABS, you can't do a burnout with this car.
I see.
So yeah, they're being very safe. They're being very safe. Windows closed.
And it says speedometer certified, or certified
yes, it
speedometer.
is. As long as the tire sizes are correct, you could vouch this against any GPS, which I've done.
Okay. All right. Off it goes. That is ka-chunk to get through those gears. And there's nothing. Oh, it does tell me.
It does tell you.
Okay. Parking brake.
Oh yes, you foot brake. Let that off.
Comes off. Okay, backing up. Visibility. A bit of a challenge. Now we're in drive. Did only the police get this extra small shifter?
Yes, they moved it from the center so they could fit the console here with the computer and laptop.
But it was the same piece? Part number?
No, in the Holden version, this is a center. It looks like a normal shifter in the middle.
Okay.
They moved it over to get it out of the way so they could add basically a giant metal box here. And then the newer ones that are coming out, they're going to make it a column shift, which I would hate.
Would I wonder what this part number is? Like General Motors, did they use it on maybe vans?
I don't know if it's custom for this car or not. I'm sure it's somewhere else. But this is the only car I think that they have it.
Full and complete stop.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, the reason I bought this car was for the brakes, not for the engine. Because it's hysterical to actually stand on these brakes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They're that good?
But it's 18-inch steel wheels to fit the rotors.
Wow.
So yeah, I was like on the edge of buying it until I was doing like 45. I just said, all right, my life's in danger.
How's it gonna stop?
Are you buckled in back there?
Yes, sir.
Grab my little GoPro thing. It's gonna stop really well.
All right. Well, there's a guy coming.
Him.
Again, I don't want to cause a scene because we got to come back this way.
Because if you hit auxiliary and it's if you turn it on, I'll lower down the volume because something's going on.
Yeah, copyright.
Auxiliary, not available.
Navigation, not available.
Map, same thing.
Oh.
No. So basically, the only thing you get to play with.
Oh, quite different than the Buick.
I'm imagining.
Oh, they're gonna come with us.
Are they
now
following us?
They're following us. It's bad.
They're playing cops and robbers, but backwards.
All right. So if I give it right here and ooh, those grab in nice.
Yeah, they don't feel, they're not overdone for 4,100 pounds with independent front and rear, and it's an Australian Holden. They don't build them. They don't build them like this here.
Okay, so now we have a stop sign again. I can hit the sport shift.
Yep.
I press that.
Press that once.
It says sport shift on here.
And then if you hit the other one is stability track, which will also bump up the throttle response.
Okay, now it says performance mode.
So now you're just like.
So here we go. It stays in those gears. How high does this rev?
It revs to...
There's no red line on this thing.
There is no red line. I think
does it just
6,200? And with the sport shift on, if you're above 53 miles an hour is when my little bit of testing, and you tap the brakes.
Yeah.
Just tap them. It will downshift and hold it there.
Like right now, if I...
Oh, you're doing 40. You know, it's got to be. This car is very, very aggressive above a certain thing.
I can turn the blower down a bit.
Yeah, I've tested it, and it'll lock it at above 3,500 RPM, and just keep it there all day.
Okay, so here's where these brakes are. No one behind us. Hold your seat belts on, because here we go. 3, 2, 1. Panic stop. Wow.
Yeah. I did that with him in the car. I had my GoPro rig with the gimbal on it, just loose in the back, and I'm like, I'm sure nothing's gonna fall, and it just smashed the back seat. We could bring this car to a halt rather quickly.
I'm not gonna do it here in the middle of the intersection. I'm just gonna.
No, I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
No. I totally would. See, now you have performance mode off and sports mode, so it would have chirped the tires a little bit if we aggressively turn. It will never let them go, but it'll chirp them just a little bit.
Alright, now I gotta find a place to turn around. I don't have the same doppelganger sensation with this car that I did with the P71 Interceptor, because that shape and silhouette is ubiquitous with law enforcement, whereas this, we were talking before, wasn't used that much in Pennsylvania. This Caprice package.
I think one person mentioned they'd seen it in a district in Pennsylvania, but everyone else is basically Maryland and Jersey have them at certain places.
Right.
Most people in Pennsylvania don't even know what this is. So, I mean, it looks like a cop car because of the rims and because it's a big Chevy.
Yeah.
But there's nothing out like you. This is the third one I had ever seen.
Right.
I saw one in New York randomly, and then I think I saw one as a state trooper in Jersey, and then I saw this one to Boston.
Was this where we came?
We actually passed, I think, where we
No, this is definitely...
This is not it.
This is totally where we're supposed to go.
I think we might have driven past it.
Amazing, giant, closed sign I've ever...
Closed!
There's an even bigger one.
What could it mean?
This is government. This is all government here.
No, that's reverse. So we passed it.
Correct.
Right.
Now I got this car with 46,000 miles on it, which is low.
What's interesting is that the odometer disappears.
The odometer does disappear because it doesn't matter. If you tap the lower rocker on that side a few times, no, the rocker, not the dial. Again,
left here.
Thank you.
That's tire pressure. It'll come to an hour counter, and it'll tell you the hours the car has run, and tell you the hours the car has idled without moving. And when I bought this car, it had total time running on the engine was 3,300 hours, and the total time idling was 2,200 hours. So this car drove only 1/3 of the time it was running.
Wow.
So I haven't idled it because I'm not a cop.
See, I don't know if those numbers are high or low.
Well, that's the thing. If it drove 46,000 miles in 1,100 hours, that means the other 2,200 hours, it was just sitting there running. Which is why this car actually had to have its camshaft changed out of 39,000 miles.
Okay.
Displacement on demand will wear a cam real fast, and if it's just sitting there running for 5 hours a day and then driving for 2 hours out of that day, camshafts have to change. So that'll be one of the mods that I do, is pull that system out.
Customize options not available. It says 4-cycle mode.
We are in a 4-cylinder mode.
It does have cylinder deactivation.
It does, but that has to go because it will chew the camshaft up.
Really?
Yeah. So like right now, and when you idle the car on the side of the road, it is an 8-cylinder mode for whatever reason. When you bring the car to a halt at a stoplight, it is still an 8-cylinder mode.
Now we're in 8-cylinder mode. Wow, we're just accelerating gradually. We're at 6.5 miles a gallon.
Yeah.
17. It's 17. Back to 8. What happens if I nail it? 3. 3. Still 3.
Up to 4. A little bit. I don't know if the button, if the sport shift or the performance mode changed the fuel profile either.
Yeah, even with that just a pipe and no resonator for the intake. There is no induction noise.
Yeah.
I wonder if I'm hearing the same thing that you said I should hear, and that's just the injectors going from inside here. There's just a little bit of gurgle. That's not even gurgle. It's like a sewing machine.
It's a sewing machine. It's 8 sewing machines going off at once.
Even when I nail it, it's okay. There it did it. There it was.
Yeah, it'll make some noise. Something has to happen.
The video should just start. Nice Holden, mate.
I might. Well, I bought this car because I couldn't get a G8, or if I could get a G8, it would be a high mileage used 2008.
As somebody switched around the Holden badging.
Yeah.
Which is so weird because we switched the G8s over to Holden badging, and some of the guys in Australia take the Holdens and put G8 badging on it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Just as long as it's different.